Okay, so hello guys, and welcome to another stream, and today I will be predicting the Nintendo Direct with Anton and Demeech. I'm also doing a video too, which is a more like kind of structured format where we kind of went through the Direct, like by like the different parts of the Direct, but this is going to be a more laid back discussion about what could possibly be in the Direct and how these games could possibly look. But I'll also be playing Thousand Year Door, where I'm doing like a BP only run with no HP or FP plus, so I'm doing that as well. But yeah, I have a feeling that this Direct is either going to be on Tuesday or Wednesday. What do you think?
Oh, definitely Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Tuesday. I think it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, if
Yeah.
everyone's saying it, I feel like there's a good chance.
I mean, yeah, whether it happens on Tuesday or Wednesday, it's not really that big of a deal with one day or the other. But I guess the thing is, they might not want to do it too later in the week. So they might want to just do it pretty early to get it out of the way, since, you know, Luigi's Mansion 2, maybe they want to have a quick little thing about that. I don't think they're going to really cover much of it. Maybe it might just be in the, like, you know how they did the sizzle right at the end? They just put it in there to be like, oh, it's available the day we already told you. So, maybe that. But
I don't think there's that much to show about that game. If anything, like, I mean, I'm not sure how likely this is, but I'm really hoping for, like, a Luigi's Mansion 1 to get, like, a shadow drop or something, just, like, as a small thing. Like, it might not even get a physical release, because, like, just to not interfere with, or release, like, much later on, like, in September or something. But I think that would be great to have on there, because it kind of feels weird that we'll have 2 and 3, but not 1.
It does feel really weird. I kind of feel like it's wishful thinking, because I feel like if Nintendo were to go about that, then what they would have done is they would have advertised that it would be 1 and 2 combined. And the thing is, it wasn't out of the realm of possibility. They could have done it with, they've done it before with Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp. They did it with Pikmin 1 and 2. And they could have done that with Luigi's Mansion, so it just feels kind of weird. But, yet again, Nintendo does weird things, but I don't think they do something that weird. So I would say that's probably very unlikely. Almost like not gonna happen.
Yeah. But, another thing are, like, the Zelda, ports of the Zelda remasters. I think those are, like, possible, I would say, and I mentioned that in the video, too. I don't want to get...
I guess, like, every time we predict it, it doesn't happen. So I think it's just, I don't know. It might happen, but it might not.
Yeah.
Maybe Nintendo's just holding those for a while.
I just think it makes sense if they do something with Zelda. Actually, one thing that I didn't actually mention in the video that might also be another possibility is another Hyrule Warriors game based on Tears of the Kingdom.
I don't want another one of those, please, no. I did not.
You didn't like Hyrule Warriors?
I didn't like it. I don't know. The one based off the Breath of the Wild. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of boring. I don't know. It just, like, the levels were so long, and then I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. I mean, I guess if they did a Xenoblade Warriors.
Oh, I would like that.
Okay, that's good. Okay, mainly because of the cutscene and we get some cool. I mean, it probably wouldn't be canon either, but it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would be for it. For sure.
At least that would be like a new thing, like rather than Zelda,
yeah. I just feel like another Hyrule Warriors. Like I haven't even played the first one, mainly because I can barely find it. It's so expensive.
Yeah,
It's hard to find.
I actually got it.
I will say that. Oh, which one is it? Hyrule Warriors Definitive?
I actually got it on Wii U, the Wii U version, like a few months ago.
Yeah, this
I gotta
is
be
really
honest with you
hard
guys.
to find.
The Wii U one or the definitive edition on Switch, Anton?
The Switch one is way harder to find than the Wii U one.
I just looked it up, and it's about like $58, which it's kind of, or I don't know if it's, yeah, it is brand new. So it's not too bad. It's like a little bit under full price, but I mean, considering the game's relatively old. But I will say, in terms of a Warriors game, I would love to see Super Mario Warriors.
Oh, that would be
They've
really
already done
cool.
2 Zelda ones.
Pikmin
Technically,
Warriors.
if we count if we count all of them, there are like 4 Zelda ones. There are 3 Fire Emblem ones if you want to count the new 3DS version. But what was the one you were saying? Pikmin Warriors?
You imagine?
That would be
They play
crazy.
The Bulborb, and you have to
I'd
just
be
run
down.
the Pikmin.
But I'm gonna read some comments. We have
Actually, Kirby
the Joker
Warriors.
saying,
I was thinking Kirby Warriors would work because there's a lot of Kirby characters, and you could also do the copy abilities as well. That would be cool. And it's been a while. Well,
Alright.
it's been like a little over a year since we've gotten the last Kirby thing, and they usually like to do something Kirby every year. So that's another possibility.
the Joker is saying, one thing I was thinking they could maybe do. Oh my gosh, this would be a pipe dream. I would love it so much. Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix on Switch.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be. It would be amazing. Yeah, you just took the words out of my mouth. But in terms of Arcade GP, I'm not sure if Nintendo would ever port it over, unless we were able to start a movement like LA Beast did with bringing back Crystal Pepsi. I don't think it's likely.
Yeah. Well,
Nintendo
I mean,
never acknowledges them.
They did do the impossible with Thousand Year Door. That felt like the impossible
Yeah.
like Nintendo thing there. Like, and we kind of
Okay, to be fair, with Thousand Year Door, it definitely did seem impossible, but this one, it seems even more impossible. Simply because Nintendo, I don't even think they remember it exists.
Also,
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention something because I'm also working on a video where I mention the arcade GP games, but one of the items, I think it's like this egg item, actually references Thousand Year Door. It looks like the Baby Yoshi egg.
There are so many references. There's a reference to Super Mario Land 2's Carrot. There's also a reference to Mario Sunshine with Flood. And this was even before Smash, but there's even an item that makes Wario fart. So, it's one of the most fan service Mario games, but the problem is it's never been on a console.
Wario World Remaster.
That'd be cool.
That would be interesting.
But-
Also, another very unlikely thing, but kind of like a just a wild card idea that me and Anton had that we're also going to discuss in the video even more. But a remake of Virtual Boy Wario Land. I mean, we could like just any kind of Wario Land, kind of like a return to that
I
would
would
be
say-
interesting. But
like a game that takes the Virtual Boy kind of worlds and kind of level design concepts and completely completely remakes the game, but in a way that feels modern, like a modern Wario Land would be, instead of just exactly remaking the old game. I think that's the perfect way to go, because that game is a cool game, but it has a lot of strange design choices that weren't used in the later Wario Land games.
yeah,
I feel
But-
like with Virtual Boy Wario Land, even though it's different than the other ones, it's actually my favorite in the series. I just feel like the gameplay, and I like the more linear structure while also having the exploration elements.
Yeah.
I feel like if they were able to combine things from the rest of the Wario Land series, but that's more thinking of a new game. That'd be really cool to see. Anything Wario Land related, I would love
yeah,
to see.
that
But also,
franchise needs a return.
yeah. And the
looking
reason
at some comments,
I wanted to say real quick,
Sochi is saying, "Oh, but there's no shortcuts, so therefore it's bad." They say when the GP tracks actually have shortcuts. And I heard Bandai Namco operated a studio for Nintendo games. Hopefully they can bring it over. I hope so too. Bandai Namco are some of the most talented developers. And the Mario Kart arcade games need more fan feedback to get Nintendo to do it. Thousand Year Door had that advantage. How do you feel about that, Reese? Because I feel like, yeah, Thousand Year Door definitely has a community around it. Whereas the arcade games are a little more niche.
yeah, that is true. The only thing is, like, Mario Kart is a really popular, like, series. Like, it's really, like, one of the best, like, it's probably one of the it's like it is the best-selling part of the Mario franchise. So there is that part of it. Like Nintendo could maybe see it as like, oh, that's another interesting thing we could do with Mario Kart to get like a little extra sales for the series and kind of make it differentiate from 8 Deluxe. So I think there's that possibility as well.
Obligatory. This is a new Mario Kart for them. That's for Soshi's benefit, but I feel like it'd be great to see it on the Switch. I just don't think it's likely. I mean, I've been wanting this since the Wii U because the Wii U had the camera on the gamepad, and if you played the arcade games before, you can use the camera on the arcade machine, and there's a frame. Reese, have you played them in arcades before? I think you have.
I've played.
Anton, have you?
I've played
I just
DX.
played it on the Wii.
I've played DX, but not 1 and 2.
What's interesting is I've played 2. I've played DX many times, but it seems that DX is actually a really popular modern arcade game. So finding a cabinet's not that hard anymore.
Oh yeah, it's almost.
I've never
it's
played
like,
DX. I've only played 1 and 2 on the Wii.
DX is basically like every Dave and Buster's. Luigi's Mansion also used to be in most of them, but it's not in my local one anymore. So I'm a little disappointed
It's not in
about
mine
that.
either.
Is the Luigi's Mansion game original or is it just 2?
Oh, it's like a completely different game.
Yeah.
I've never really
You know what?
seen
That's
it.
actually a good thing to bring up because do you think that it is possible for them to bring over the Luigi's Mansion arcade game? Because even if it's not Luigi's Mansion 1, it's such a different kind of thing that maybe...
You know, that might be like some little surprise announcement they do. Maybe it's even bundled in with Dark Moon HD. Like it might be 2 HD. Sorry.
It's like first person.
Maybe it's like
you Yankee.
Just maybe it's actually like it's a surprise announcement, like a surprise final announcement they do. Well, not for the Direct, but like for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. They're like, oh, we actually have like a little more with this game, and they show like the adaptation.
Oh, I see. It is based off of it.
I think that would be really cool. If not, like a little thing on the eShop that releases on the same day.
I will say with Luigi's Mansion Arcade, it's based on... I think we need to come to a consensus when it comes to this now. What do we refer to Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon as? Because now there's a discrepancy of the remake being Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, but the original being Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon in North America. What do we call it?
I think 2.
2.
I do say Dark Moon a lot, but
I would say maybe 2 to be consistent because we do have Luigi's Mansion 3, so it kind of makes sense like 1, 2, and 3. Even though we're so used to calling it Dark Moon, 2 does kind of make sense.
Yeah, we just have to erase
yeah.
Dark Moon from our brains.
We definitely gotta get that out of our minds, but at the same time, Luigi's Mansion 2, the arcade game is based on it. Like, it's literally using assets from that game. So, if they said in the Direct, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD will be coming on June 27th. In addition, we're also including the arcade game as an added bonus. I think it's a little far-fetched considering Nintendo doesn't really reference the arcade games, but...
Did they develop it?
It was Capcom and Sega.
Okay.
I'm laughing at Super Starfy's comment.
The Starfy game?
No, not Starfy. I'm laughing at Starfy's comment, but I don't think a new Starfy game is likely.
No. I think they are made by Toze.
Yeah.
I believe.
I mean, that might be like that would be like a miracle announcement, like Thousand Year Door, if we get like something like that. But
yeah, I guess it's just hard to figure out more obscure ideas. You know what I mean?
You know, one thing I didn't mention in my own predictions video was some guy who clearly doesn't like... Oh, that's funny. It's look, Yoshi's Topsy-Turvy Universal Gravitation all over again.
Oh, look, here's the... Demeech, here's you in Thousand Year Door. Look. If you're looking at the stream.
The dried shroom?
No, the Lucky Babam.
You want me to do the voice? It's a little delayed. Let me just adjust it. Hiya, I'm the Lucky Babam. Come again tomorrow, will ya? Yeah. Just based on my neighbor, Mr. Hogan. But I was going to say that in terms of the arcade games, Nintendo just doesn't really do anything with them. But the thing I was going to mention, and I thought of this, do you think a remake of F-Zero GX is likely?
Maybe.
There is
I would say that
it
is an idea, but the thing is, I don't think. I guess like okay, if this direct is covering, is it just covering? Do we think it's just covering the holiday, or is it covering past that, like how last year did?
It's got to be
Because
like the
that's
holiday, and it's got to be a little bit beyond that. I do find it a little bit weird that Luigi's Mansion 2 HD was revealed when it was, but at the same time, I am kind of happy it was revealed when it was, because it made it one of the most legendary Nintendo Directs of all time. So I feel like we're going to get more information, but at the same time, I think that the Christmas season this year, that's going to be kind of it for the Switch. Sure, they could do like some backwards compatible stuff, but I feel like the focus after that will be the Switch too. So there's that into the equation.
Yeah, I guess it's just hard to exactly figure out when they want to release the stuff that they have, or are they planning to do a September direct? I mean, I would think so. You always get one.
Yeah, the only thing
I don't know.
is,
It's just kind of weird.
It depends on when they announce the Switch 2. It's like if they announce it in the fall, I'm not sure if like a September direct would be really likely. I'm just not sure. I think like this direct is really going to determine that schedule before the next console. So we'll just have to see. Also, some people are mentioning, I don't think it's likely on like in this direct, but like in a couple of years maybe, but a lot of people are saying that they want a new Mario and Luigi game to be announced, or like a remake of one of them. I don't really think that's likely, because I mean, with 2 directs in a row, we got a Mario RPG announcement, so I feel like Nintendo would want to wait a little bit until we get like a like the Switch 2, until we get like a Mario and Luigi game, if they're gonna bring that series back. I mean, it's more likely than ever that they will, because of Thousand Year Door and Super Mario RPG, but I really feel like they might wait a couple years, because, like, I don't know, it just, like, it seems a little too early for that at this point, but I might be proven wrong. Maybe Nintendo's doing, like, a Mario RPG overload right now.
Could you imagine that? I have a really bad feeling if Nintendo reveals a Mario and Luigi game or Mario and Luigi remake, I feel like Reese is going to need defibrillators because he's probably going to have a heart attack.
I thought of something evil. Imagine if it's a Paper Jam remake.
Oh, no.
Or Color Splash port.
A Color Splash port would actually be good, but a Paper Jam remake would be horrible. Because with Color Splash, I feel like a lot of the problems could be fixed by bringing it over to the Switch.
Or also, I thought of, speaking of, I'm gonna get on another, like, Paper Mario tangent here, because of course I am. But,
well, that's something new about you.
But I'm like, imagine if they said, like, we just released the Thousand Year Door remake, and if you want some more Paper Mario fun, we're gonna shadow drop Super Paper Mario onto the eShop, so you can get, like, all the, like, older Paper Mario games from the 2000s on the Switch. It's pretty unlikely, but I think it would be, like, cool as, like, a little shadow drop thing, like, for, like, Super Paper Mario.
I will say with Super Paper Mario, with the environments and such, they're not as intricate as Thousand Year Door, where that's like a 3D game.
Yeah.
Super Paper Mario has a lot of 2D, so what they could do is kind of like remaster it. They could do it. I don't think it's likely. I think it'd be great just to see Super Paper Mario again.
If they do, I think it's probably going to be like a Pikmin 1+2 situation where they really like don't do much with it, and it's just basically kind of like a little port.
Upscale it a little bit, because I looked at the game recently. It actually looks pretty good. And also, what the one thing that makes it more likely to just be shadow dropped or placed on it, because it's a Wii game. Wii games are like, because that game's in widescreen, right? Whereas Thousand Year Door was not in widescreen.
For a second, I thought what you were going to say is that the reason it would be shadow dropped is because nobody could take the amount of weight it would take to see Francis again. But go on.
I mean, true. I mean, that is. That's
I mean,
essentially,
it's pretty
reason.
like, I mean, we did get to see Flurry in HD, which was
So
definitely
yeah.
pretty interesting for modern Mario standards, but
Yeah. Speaking of Pikmin though, Pikmin 4 DLC, please give it to me.
Yeah,
I would love that.
oh, that would be really cool. Like, actually, I think that's one thing that's actually kind of possible here, since
Just
like
get
Pikmin,
Miyamoto
like
and he starts talking about Pikmin Bloom,
'cause
and then
you know-
he's like, "Oh, by the way."
Nintendo still treats, like, even though Pikmin, like, I mean, Pikmin 4 was actually like fairly successful for Pikmin, and Nintendo does care a lot about Pikmin, like, no matter how much it sells. And they actually tweet about it. They still tweet about Pikmin every once in a while.
Yeah.
So I feel like DLC is definitely still possible. Like, and they might actually be doing something like pretty interesting with the DLC, since it has been a little bit since the game is launched. So, oh, I forgot to talk to Don Pianta, but
Yeah, it'd be really cool. Even if it's just small stuff, I wouldn't mind, because Pikmin 3 got some DLC, so I don't see, and that was on the Wii U, so I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do some DLC for the Switch, even if it's not like substantial, at least something.
yeah, or even like just
nice.
like,
Well, the reason I'm gonna object to that, the reason why I would say it's not likely is, have you guys noticed that Nintendo doesn't really do DLC for single-player games anymore?
Yeah,
Like, they'll
You
do it
are
for
right
Smash.
about that.
well, they
They'll
did
do
do
it for Mario
DLC.
Kart.
They did do DLC for Xenoblade, which I would consider
Actually,
like
yeah,
one
yeah,
of their
but Monosoft has always kind of done that. They did it with Torna. They did it with
that's more
3,
comparable.
so-
Yeah, that's more comparable. It's kind of like that's. It's like, I mean, aside from it's also
Zelda.
like Zelda
Wild
also
got some
does
DLC.
Yeah, I'm thinking like more of like the giant open world esque games tend to get DLC, but like a lot of their smaller single player games,
taking
I'm
a
not
look.
sure.
I mean, Pokemon gets it. Animal Crossing. I don't know if you can count those as multiplayer or not. Let's see.
Pokemon
Hyrule
I just
Warriors
consider
didn't
like
get
a
it.
different thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
even-
would.
even Captain
Xenoblade would
Toad
also be
got
kind of
it.
in that category of like a slightly different thing, even though it's under the Nintendo umbrella.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like, and the thing is, like, games like Captain Toad, Luigi's Mansion 3 did get some stuff. Yeah, I don't know. There aren't a ton of games that have gotten DLC from what I've seen here, just by looking at
I mean,
Nintendo's.
the fact that Mario
games.
Odyssey didn't get any DLC is like one of the most surprising things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I did think that would get a sequel. Could you imagine? I don't think this is likely, but what if Nintendo reveals Super Mario Odyssey 2 for this Nintendo Direct?
That would be crazy.
How would you feel about it?
I would be confused. Well,
They-
I would
they
be
could
happy
do
that
that.
it's Odyssey 2, because like Odyssey is my second favorite game of all time. I'm saying second now because the Thousand Year Door remake is my favorite now, but
Yeah.
No, it can't be.
it's actually Sticker Star. But like I like the like if Super Mario Odyssey 2 happened, it would just be really confusing. Even though I
Yeah,
would
why
be
they wouldn't
excited
just
about
save
it,
for the
'cause-
next thing?
yeah, it would seem like why do it now? Unless they do like 2025 and it's like released alongside the Switch 2, that would make a little bit of sense, I would say, even though like it would be a bit weird that they waited this long to do Odyssey 2 and they didn't just. Well, the thing is, like, I'm just a little disappointed, if anything, that they didn't do like Odyssey 2 sooner, because like I feel like Odyssey has so much potential for a sequel, but now it just feels too late for it. So it's just kind of a little disappointing with that aspect of it.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. I feel like with Mario Kart, it's like a weird circumstance because with the Switch, I do feel like it was rushed out to market because the Wii U failed, Nintendo needed something.
Yeah.
And you can actually definitely realize that the Switch was rushed out if you ever do custom Joy-Cons, because the way they're built is not the best. So anyways, beyond technical stuff, because I know that's just like kind of boring, I feel like with the Switch, Did you guys feel like the first few years of the Switch's life kind of dragged on? Like it felt like we were getting nothing new,
Yeah,
and now it's
especially
feeling like so much more exciting.
like
I
because
think
of like
2018,
2018 and 2020.
that was a
like,
bit. There wasn't a ton of stuff there. I mean, to be honest, when you look at it, 2018 probably had most of Nintendo's successful games in there. Like a lot of the games they dropped in that year, like Super Mario Party, Pokemon Let's Go, and Smash Bros. Those games did really well. But like that first half of 2018 was a little barren. I mean, it was just Nintendo Labo and Kirby Star Allies, so there wasn't much. But I think 2019 was better. I think. Yeah, I think this year might be similar to 2021. That's how I'm feeling, because that year didn't have a ton of really like crazy releases. So I think it's going to be similar with how it's going to have like a Mario Party.
Yeah.
There's going to be maybe Metroid, maybe not. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a crazy year, but I think it's going to be good. I guess to me, I'm just hoping for something that really is surprising, because it's going to be hard to surprise us with something unless it's really obscure or something that we really want to see. So, that's what I'm hoping for. Something a little bit more deep cut that's like either, Rhythm Heaven, Wario Land,
yeah.
even
Also,
Kid Icarus, something a little bit more uncommon.
I will say this. I think that this would be a great year to focus on smaller series, because if there's not as much in the spotlight because they're saving everything for the Switch too, I think that it would be a great opportunity to highlight the smaller series and let them be in the spotlight. Because I know it's not like the most ground or earth-shattering game, but Endless Ocean Luminous, I mean, that got more attention than an Endless Ocean game usually would.
yeah. Also,
So I feel like that would be a great year for this. But
another one.
are you talking about the comments?
Another one. I forgot. Yeah, forgot what it's called. It's like the another code. That's another one.
Yeah.
That got a decent amount of attention when it released. Like, and that was a pretty obscure game. And that is like a Nintendo game. So that was pretty interesting that got the spotlight. So I'm definitely thinking that there will be like some smaller things. Another one not one that released, but one that was actually kind of like that's been rumored and speculated, but Pushmo, that's possibly one that could show up here.
I'm really hoping for a collection of all 3 games, or like the definitive version of the games, or something like that.
Or because, a new game called.
If they make a new game, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but it would be nice to bring those 3DS ones over.
I'm just thinking,
make something new out of it. I don't know.
I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be funny if they make a new one called Switchmo?
That's a great name. I gotta say, that's like the perfect name for it. But also, well, Reese, you got something pretty major in the comments, but also T&D is ready to join.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Robbie's Hobbies. I feel like we'll get Diddy Kong Racing Remake or Tomodachi Life Remake. Oh, I would love either of those. That would be really cool. Like,
I would love Tomodachi Life so much.
That would be really cool. Like, and also Diddy Kong Racing. That would be really cool. Or at least if we get anything for Diddy Kong Racing,
put on NSO.
I'm hoping at least on NSO. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be really neat to see that game and Banjo-Tooie and DK64. And
also, Smash
they
Bros.
do the
64
widescreen
as well.
things, because I believe both of those rare games have widescreen, like anamorphic widescreen, so they can actually because GoldenEye does that, Jet Force Gemini does it. So it'd be really cool. You'd be able to play DK64 in widescreen.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool. So
I
hope they add
Donkey Kong 64 wasn't widescreen on the Nintendo 64.
It doesn't have the option?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay.
T&D is about to join us, so...
Okay.
I'm messaging
the guy
him
who
right
clearly
now,
doesn't like Nintendo.
Some guy... When are we going to get Cody on the streams is the question. I've been wanting to get Cody just for a video or stream, but he blocked me, so I don't think it's ever going to happen. Cody Lee! Cody Lee! Oh, by the way, Reese, do you want to have an aneurysm He said that Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is better than the Thousand Year Door remake.
Yeah, and he also I know I don't want to get like really like into this too much on the stream, but he said like something weird about Vivian.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not sure if you saw that, but I'm not gonna get too much into it because I don't like to talk about that stuff. But yeah.
All I care about is his leather jacket and the couch.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get a Kid Icarus remake? Would also be really cool. I've been wanting to play Kid Icarus Uprising. That game looks so good, but
Yeah, the control scheme is really weird.
It's pricey on 3DS.
Wait,
so
is it actually pricey?
yeah, from
That
what I've
game's
seen,
expensive.
it was like 80 USD the last time I saw it.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking it up. Oh wait, hold on.
The 3DS
Is it?
library got really expensive. Even Sticker Star is like $30. Like, how?
Well, the reason why is because Sticker Star is one of the best games of all time, but it's not that expensive from what I'm seeing, unless you get the stand with it. Because what I'm looking at...
Yeah, the stand, that's the expensive part.
Why is this one so much? I have the AR cards with it, but the only really expensive 3DS game that I've seen is Tomodachi Life.
Yeah, I don't know how that game got so expensive. It's not like it's sold poorly or anything.
Also, another thing, if a Tomodachi Life remake happens, or a sequel, I'm thinking, if Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is not being handled by Grezzo and by Next Level Games, there's a possibility that that could be a potential thing that Grezzo is working on, since they did the Miitopia remake, so it would make sense if they also did that.
I mean, Topia did really well on Switch, so
Also,
I don't see why they wouldn't. Do
another thing,
Tomodachi Life.
so, someone mentioned about Pokemon DS games being outrageously expensive, and I was thinking, probably not the DS games, but I was thinking like Pokemon on Game Boy and Game Boy Advance services. That would be a really cool thing to announce in a Direct. I think I would absolutely love that. That would be really cool.
Yeah, but the problem is, if they do that, then people would realize that the DS games were better than the ones on the Switch.
Well,
So
no, I was
maybe
saying
that's why they haven't done
well, I
it.
was saying the more of the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance ones. I was just kind of reminded about the older Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Is that the gator that's the hater?
You shut up, because you're some guy who clearly doesn't like Nintendo. He doesn't like Splatoon. He doesn't... What do you like?
Some guy
he doesn't
who,
know
Wow,
anything about Nintendo.
some guy who clearly
Yeah.
has Billy Dogs in his future.
Oh, you guys are hilarious.
Hey,
It has to be
Reese
a
speaks the
Chibi
truth.
Robo enjoyer, at least.
I do like Chibi Robo.
Good,
Robo.
that's good, that's good.
See, I'm not that bad. But what's going on, guys? Good evening.
Not much. We're currently
Yeah.
doing some predictions for the Direct, and, you know, considering that we did some, I'm also including some of the ones that we predicted.
Oh, cool, dope. So, what are Reese? I'm curious. What are you predicting for this Direct?
So, basically, I have a few things. I'm thinking one of my wild card ones is a Virtual Boy Wario Land remake. That's probably the most unrealistic one I have, but I'm thinking like it's just like if they're gonna remake any Wario Land game, that seems like the one that they would probably do because they can't put that on. They probably wouldn't be able to put that one on NSO. Then another prediction I have is basically re-releases of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD, but as a bundle. And my prediction is that it will be $80 and will be controversial.
Oh, 80 bucks. Okay, wait. What's your reasoning for the 80 bucks? Like,
So Nintendo
thanks.
usually treats like re-releases for Zelda or just Zelda stuff in general like much more like specially than they do with other Nintendo franchises. Like Skyward Sword HD, that like barely had any changes from the original game, and that was a full $60. So I'm thinking if they do
Yeah.
like 2 Zelda remasters that are in HD together, I'm thinking like they're gonna have to charge a premium for that, considering that's a Nintendo. There's no way they're not gonna they're gonna just put those on there for like just like $30 each. They're definitely gonna do something a bit more
Free with
that.
NSO.
And it'll come with the singular gold Joy-Con.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking they're gonna, if they're doing like, because a lot of the time during the Switch era, I've noticed a pattern. A lot of things that people have wanted for a long time concerning like ports and things, there's usually a catch to it. There's like, not remakes, because like a lot of remakes turn out really well, like Thousand Year Door and Super Mario RPG, but like when it comes to ports, like Skyward Sword and like Tropical Freeze, a lot of games that people want,
3D All-Stars.
3D All-Stars, there's usually always some kind of catch to it. So
What, 3D All-Stars
Yeah.
you're talking about? I thought the mantra for that game was, these are the ports you should be grateful.
I do have a prediction for, this is a wild card prediction, but for a remake. And Reese, you might actually, I don't know how you feel about the prediction, but I'm sure you'll be happy if this gets announced. There was a survey about a certain RPG series not too long ago.
Yeah, we actually mentioned
And-
that.
Yeah, and
We
I
did.
think
And
I
Reese said he
think-
wants Sticker Star again.
But
I think what it's gonna be is, I think it's gonna be a Partners in Time remake, but they're only gonna do the reveal trailer. It's gonna be released in 2025, I think.
that's actually, now that you're mentioning it with 2025, that actually sounds a little more possible if they're gonna do something like that. I was thinking either Partners in Time or Dream Team. I think either one or the two, because Nintendo does seem to be liking to do a lot of 3DS things, like Miitopia, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. It seemed like, I think Dream Team is the other one that they might do. I also mentioned earlier, like, a funny thing. Like, what if they did, like, they're probably not going to do this because of, like, but I was thinking Paper Jam. Imagine if they do Paper Jam. That would be,
Hey, I
That would
actually
be
saw
bad.
a comment earlier
no.
from JT P. Moreno saying, what if they do Paper Jam right? I feel like at that point it'd be an entirely new game because
well,
Paper
I,
Jam is
I was
the most-
thinking, what if that would be the new game? Like, if they decide that, if there's actually a developer behind the next, like, Mario and Luigi that they've been kind of working on it for a few years. Like, I'm thinking, like, what if
I
that's
could tell
actually
you.
the next thing they do? Like, what if it's the Mario Party Superstars equivalent of Mario and Luigi?
I hope you have health
Yeah.
insurance, Breezy, because I really don't want you to have a heart attack.
Yeah, or imagine if it's like Mario and Luigi RPG Trio, where it's Mario and Luigi, Paper Mario, and
With
Super Mario
Wario.
RPG.
My only problem, because I know you mentioned Dream Team, is that that'll be really hard to port over to the Switch, considering that that game made use of the dual screens of the 3DS, especially with, like, for example, using Luigi's mustache to, like, catapult you somewhere. I mean, they could find ways to, like, make it work, but it won't be as intuitive. With
Yeah.
Partners in Time, they had the same thing, but more so in the regard that you had the top screen sometimes if the babies went to, like, some secret area, and then you had, you know, the bottom screen where the Mario Brothers were. But really, they could just change that to, if you're with the babies, like, you stick with the babies, and then if you press the A or B button, you go straight back to the Mario Brothers. I feel
feel
like Partners
what
in
you're
Time would be
saying-
like an easier remake to do for the Switch.
As long as there's not like a heavy focus on touchscreen stuff or dual screens in general, I feel like Partners in Time could be the easier remake to do, and the fact they haven't remade it already. But
It's a little
this is not
weird.
related to any predictions, it's just thinking about something.
Mm.
And this applies to all three of you. So would it
Okay.
be okay if Nintendo used the last year of the Switch, you know, just to focus on remakes, and then we wouldn't really get many new games at all, but then next year we get like a blowout of new games with the Switch too? How do you guys
Yeah.
feel about that?
I'd
Because
be
I feel
honestly
like
fine with that.
I don't really mind it
cool
that
with
much
that.
because, like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, I feel like this is actually a good time for Nintendo to go back and like remake games that like really need remakes, and like things
Mhm.
that like games that like aren't really accessible. Like Thousand Year Door is like the perfect example of that. Like Thousand Year Door, like the remake, I feel like as someone who's played the original countless times, it still feels it like the remake feels fresh.
It feels
It feels like a
fresh,
new
yeah.
game.
Yeah. Yeah. It really does. And I mean, the great thing about these remakes too is that to the casual masses, they're brand new games. So either way, Nintendo wins. And I feel like we win too because they could be remakes of games that we've been clamoring for that we never expect Nintendo to remake in 1,000 years. I mean, I would
Yeah,
have
like
never
Mario
expected
Luigi
them to
Paper
remake
Jam.
Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
Wow,
Reese,
let's
don't
not
do
get ahead
that.
of ourselves.
That makes us have bad memories. But I will say, one that I thought of is F-Zero GX. We did talk about that, but
Mm.
I'd honestly be down if they just remade a lot of their games or brought back series that are more obscure this year. Do you guys feel like Nintendo has gotten more predictable during the Switch era? Because I saw a video about that, and you know how Nintendo used to be the kings of left field?
I
Well,
think they
I
still
feel
are,
like
to be honest.
I think
they
towards
are,
yeah,
but they're more predictable now. Like with Thousand Year Door being remade, yes, it was very surprising because we never expected it to happen. But if you were a company that was just regular, of course you'd remake it.
yeah, that's true.
You
I don't
think that
know.
Furukawa
Yeah.
might be a good president now?
Well, I think that I think for me to like judge entirely with that, I would have to see how they launch the Switch too. I think that's like
Yeah,
because
honest.
Iwata, was kind of the main guy who set the plans forward with the Switch. Furukawa has a lot on his plate to, set the stage with the Switch too.
Yeah, honestly,
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
kind of neutral about Furukawa now. Like, I mean, I know a couple of years ago we were all like kind of like joking about him and everything, but honestly, like, I like at this point, I feel like things are like managed fairly well with like games and everything. And I feel like the free
Yeah.
updates thing was kind of a relic of like the early Switch era and like
It was very
Splatoon success.
2022 for some reason.
Yeah, and
It just seemed like 2022 had a lot of the worst attributes about Nintendo, but for some
Yeah.
reason, they were able to fix them fairly quickly going into 2023. When the worst game of that year is an inoffensive game with an outdated horse mask meme, it's a pretty good year.
yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah. That's. I would like to forget about that game.
Come on, T&D. Reese and
I
I
think it's-
and Anton played it on us. If you went to too many
think it's
games, we
forgettable.
could all play or everybody went to Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Can we just play the original 1-2 Switch?
Actually, no, because that game sucks ass.
Yeah, like the
Everybody
thing
wants
is,
to
the
switch
thing is,
somewhere
I like
okay.
everybody 1-2 Switch is actually like unironically a little better than the original 1-2 Switch. So
Is that saying
The
much?
horse mask thing's weird, but at the same time, it's an actually pretty fun game. The price that Reese got it at was actually really good. Like 10
Oh, that's
bucks.
good.
yeah, it like I would say like
Oh.
that's actually like not bad for that game.
Reese, I did want to ask you, because Dimitri and I kind of disagree about this in our discussion. Mario Sports. There's a 50-50 chance we get a Mario Sports game this year. We're between... Dimitri and I are kind of like, is it baseball, or is it another Mario and Sonic at the Olympics game?
I think it's
What
a
do you
bit
think?
too late for
Yeah,
Mario and
I
Sonic
watched-
at this point.
In your predictions, yeah, you said that it's pretty late for
Yeah. But
Mario and Sonic.
The reason why
They would have done it last year as an
Yeah.
announcement.
The reason why I don't think we're gonna get a Mario sports game is because we're gonna get another Mario thing here, and I'm sure you probably can tell what it is, and we actually haven't mentioned it before you joined. So
Oh,
let's get into that now, because I was thinking I think this is much more likely than a Mario sports game, but a new Mario
Really?
Party game.
oh, yes.
I think that's
Yeah, but
very likely.
The question is is it like a sequel like to the mainline series, or is it something like Superstars where it's like, you know, doing like it's taking from the past and like remaking it?
What I think they're gonna do is, well, I
Car.
feel
They're
like
gonna bring back the car.
oh, I thought of that idea before. I'm like, imagine if they just somehow bring back the car. That
Or
would be
everyone has their
weird.
own cars, and it's like Mario Kart, Mario Party. Or Mario
It's
Kart
actually
Party.
It's Mario Party the top 200.
But
And
basically,
if that's
right.
the case, you know what? I'd actually be excited for Mario Party the top 200 because we get another rant about it from the VIP vlog. For a
That's not a good
but
thing.
party
my
game.
my prediction for what the next Mario Party game is, I think they probably are gonna stick with like the classic Mario Party formula from here on out, because Super kind of brought, well, I would say it was a very simplified version of the classic formula, and that was super successful.
Right.
And then Superstars was also really successful as well, and that fully brought back the formula. So I'm thinking, at this point, why would they risk doing something completely weird or different if like two games that kind of like generally stuck to like the Hudson Soft formula were successful? I'm thinking they're probably they're gonna keep the formula, but they're gonna do some kind of new gimmick with it, probably on the line of like how Mario Party 6 had the day and night gimmick. They're just gonna do some kind of like modern version of that, I'm thinking.
So you think it's basically like Super Mario Party 2 instead of like Mario Party Superstars 2?
Basically that, but I would say it would the gameplay would be a bit more similar to Superstars, I would say.
To
But,
Superstars, yeah.
yeah.
I'm down with that. I just feel like the only reason I said Superstars 2 in my predictions is because it's really weird that none of the GameCube boards were in Superstars, but they had a lot of the mini games in there.
Oh,
Well,
that's
they also
true.
have mini games from your favorite Mario Party.
What? Oh, DS. Well, I would have loved the Mario Party DS.
No, they didn't. I don't think they had any from DS. They had them from 10, the game you recommended to me.
There was nothing from 10 in Superstars.
Yeah, there was mini games.
Oh, well, that doesn't count. I'm talking about boards.
No, in terms of boards, I mean, here's the thing with Mario Party. It just feels like with Mario Party 9 and everything before Superstars, it just feels like they've tried to reinvent the wheel. And with Superstars,
Yeah.
it just felt like, okay, we can't make a good Mario Party. We'll just redo what worked in the past.
My worry with a new Mario Party is that, you know, regardless of if the quality has gotten better, you know, obviously quality is better than quantity, but can we have more than like 4 boards and like 10 characters, please?
Yeah, I'm really hoping
Yeah.
for like, I mean, one of well, Super was like really low on board, so that was definitely one of the problems. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping like for roster, I'm hoping that the roster will at least be the size of Super's roster, because I thought that was actually a pretty decently sized
Yeah,
roster.
you
for
can
a
play
Mario
like
Party
Goomba.
game.
I thought so too.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you
Goomba
know,
was there
One of the
too.
weird things about Mario Party Superstars is that it only had 10 characters, but at the
Yeah.
same time there was Birdo, so I mean that's all that matters.
yeah.
It's like having Vivian on a Paper Mario game. That's all you need.
Also,
but at the same
I
time,
would've-
I feel like Super Mario Party's roster is better.
Also, I wanted to kind of mention something that I really want from, like, I guess whatever Mario spin-off would be announced at the Direct, like Mario Party or anything, but I'm just really hoping that with the next Mario spin-offs that we'll get, like, more interesting rosters. Like, pull from the Mario RPGs, pull from, like, more Donkey Kong characters, more even have Wario characters. Like, Mario Kart with Mario Kart Tour started to have like more interesting characters, like with like Poochie and things. But I want to see.
I knew you were gonna say Poochie too.
Yeah, but I want to see more like things like that. Like I really
what,
want to
actually-
see like something like Geno as a playable character.
Or how about
Ooh,
this?
that would
How
be
about we
cool.
just make like doctor variants of every character? Done. That's a new character. Easy.
You know what, Anton? I
Uh,
gotta say, your recommendation isn't as good as mine. Why not have metal variants of every character? We could have
God.
Yellow Topaz Wario, Cyan
Yeah.
Diamond Rosalina, Purple Amethyst Dog. Whatever happened
But
to
then
Pink?
you combine it with Doctor, so you have Pinkle Doctor Pinkle Peach. You know, you can just infinitely new
Cyan
characters.
Amethyst
Easy.
Dr. Rosalina, Yellow Topaz Dr. Wario, Yellow Topaz Dr. Baby Wario.
Yeah, if
You
that
might as well
happens, I'm
have
burning
Dr.
my
Professor
copy.
Patrick in these games.
I'm burning my copy if that happens.
Out and day,
That's a great
you
idea.
just don't know.
Speaking of other characters from other series beyond Mario, for Mario Party, I have a prediction for a port coming this year. The Donkey Kong Country expansion is coming later this year to Japan, and I think that they're going to have Donkey Kong Country Returns as an HD port later this year.
Yeah, that's a definitely
Yeah.
a good prediction.
I think that's
there.
an easy addition to the Switch library that probably wouldn't take a lot of work, and it would just be a really easy
Yeah.
addition. Although it's like, I guess it would be kind of confusing having returns after Tropical Freeze, since like it wouldn't make a lot of sense. But
Well,
I don't
Yeah,
think Nintendo it would matter very much.
The only reason I say it is because Donkey Kong Country and Universal is very heavily based upon returns. Kind of unfortunately, because
Also,
there's no Kremlings.
I have
Pull
a-
it, returns again. Easy.
I have a wild card prediction. I think I discussed this before. I think I discussed this before the stream started. But this is really weird. But imagine if they do a Jungle Beat remaster and have it so you do it with the Joy Cons.
That actually, I actually would be down for that. Can you imagine if they make Labo Donkey Kong bongos to go with that? That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I'd be down for a Jungle Beat remaster, honestly. Yeah, I honestly like. I don't know if they'd do this, but I'd even be down for like a Super Princess Peach remaster or remake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be a possibility. I mean, if they want to make Princess Peach have more games, then
But I don't think
that'd
that would
work.
be likely so soon after Peach Showtime. But at the same time,
Oh, yeah.
they did have both Super Mario RPG and Thousand Year Door release close together. So I don't think there's any like at that point. I don't think there's any like similar Mario releases releasing together. I don't think that's like outside of the realm of possibility at this point. But
Yeah, but yet again, they had that Mario game where Mario says, "All right," right before Super Mario RPG. T&D would know all about that.
Yeah, I think he's kind of lost it, guys. But what was I gonna say? Do you guys think? I know they're not gonna talk about Switch 2, but do you think we'll get any word from the 3D Mario team just about how development's going? At least, not a sneak peek, but just like them confirming that they're working on something.
I think they would save that for whatever they're doing with the Switch 2, like whatever presentation they'll do for that.
Right.
It just seems
The only
like
I
reason
feel
I
like
say
with
it is
3D
'cause-
Mario now, and Nintendo will just tease it whenever they're revealing a new console, or like go in
True.
detail about it during the presentation, Nintendo Direct or E3.
The only reason I bring it up is because this is the longest gap we've gone with for 3D Mario between 3D Mario since 64 and Sunshine, which is, I mean, I'm assuming the next game is going to be huge, but it is kind of surprising that Odyssey came out 7 years ago.
Yeah, since you've mentioned 3D Mario, I was thinking, what if, I know this is like kind of been a meme over the past few years, but like imagine if they like do a port of Galaxy 2.
Oh yeah, I could totally see them doing that. Galaxy 2 plus Yoshi's Story, or not
Yeah.
Yoshi's Story, Yoshi Galaxy.
Yoshi's Story.
Yeah,
I was
Yoshi's
just hearing that,
Story.
and I was thinking like,
Like,
what?
I
I
think
forgot that was a game for a second.
What do you think of Yoshi's Woolly World as a potential port?
I
That's another
actually
good
really
one.
like that game.
Yeah, that
I
game's
could see
pretty
that
cool.
happening.
It's better than Yoshi's Boonchi World, am I right?
Yeah, I hate Yoshi's
Yeah,
Crafted World.
I never finished it. It's very
well,
like
me and
I don't
Demeach
know,
like
I-
it though.
It's kind of a weird
Reese and
game.
I
More power
like
to
it.
y'all.
It's like the levels are really long, but then when you're done, you're like, okay, that's enough. I don't know. It's like, is that how
We need to play it
games
at too many games.
be?
Yeah, I
One
feel like
more-
we need to play it at too many games, but also, T&D, is this you? Because someone commented, what if Billy P, the Jardiance Lady, Adult Caillou, Harmon Smith, and the Fart Fairy were playable in the next Mario Party?
I'm not even.
Is that
joking.
you?
That's not me.
Okay.
I swear to you, that's not me.
What if they were? Well, with Mario Party, I don't think the roster really matters unless it's in Super Mario Party where they have like exclusive abilities. But anyways, instead of talking about Caillou, let's talk about stuff that's important.
Let's see. What did we not discuss? That's been.
Let's see.
Base Jake to the people right now.
I put a top-down Zelda. I think that's gonna be.
Oh, I did have something. I did have something for that, but you could go on.
Yeah, I
think-
think that's gonna be the main game. Like, I made a list of all the stuff I think has a potential to be in the direct. It's kind of boring. Like, I don't have too many like wild card stuff.
the only-
except for Kirby Air Ride. That's the one I think that we could see. sequels to that.
Oh, that's
I think
another.
Al has to be working on something, and I
Interesting.
just don't really know if they'd be working on anything major until the next system. So I'm guessing it's not going to be a 2D game, so that rules that out, since we already had one not too long ago. So I'm going to go with the Kirby Air Ride 2 or something.
Ooh, that could be really exciting, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Oh, so my prediction was, while I think Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD are super likely this year, we say that every year. So, you know, I just decided to like predict another Zelda game.
No,
I
but T&D, if it actually happens, what are you gonna do?
Nothing. I'll
Well,
just
the
clap
thing-
my hands.
the
I'm not
thing
betting
is-
anymore.
The thing is, I predicted
No.
it, but with a catch. So I think that might make it a little more likely if I said, "Oh, it happens, but there's gonna be a catch to it."
No, the thing
Yeah,
with the Zelda remasters being ported to the Switch, I feel like there's no way to separate them from the leakers. Reese, this is a question for you. If Jeffy was at too many games, would you get your copy of Metroid, or not Metroid, Zelda signed by Jeffy, like I did, or I'm just insane?
Probably you're insane.
Nate, I don't know. I thought it would be funny though. Actually, or maybe has he been predicting Zelda too? Because I know he did do Metroid. I would at least get Metroid signed if he was there. I would if he's
Yes.
confirmed to be there. I would definitely get Metroid Prime signed.
So, I was gonna say that the remaster for Zelda that I think will be announced this year, it's low maintenance, it's not a huge release, and also I do think that they would need a Zelda game to release during the first half of the Switch 2, and we're not getting an original one. So my prediction is a Link Between Worlds remaster.
That's an interesting one.
That's not a bad idea. I think like it could work pretty well.
It wouldn't take that much work. I mean, the only thing they'd have to rework is the map system and like the UI with the items, you know, that you can easily swap out on the double screen. But otherwise, it's one of my favorite Zelda games, and I think it's super underrated, and not enough people have been playing it.
Oh yeah, it's actually one of my favorite 3DS games. It's really fun.
Me too.
Also, someone in the chat
I've been
said.
playing through it.
Someone in the chat said, like, Jeffy from Super Mario Logan.
That's what I thought you guys were referencing.
Yeah, actually.
I was
We're
like,
not talking about that, Jeffy.
I was
I was like, okay.
please don't remind me of that. Please don't.
Oh, you're talking about Jeff Slob.
Yeah.
Oh,
T&D, actually, I can't
okay,
do it.
see, I
You
didn't
do the
know-
impression of him.
I didn't realize that for a second.
Reese, what was your
It's actually
reaction
how he
when I
talks in
actually
real
met
life.
him?
Oh, when you actually met him? I thought, well,
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny that you actually got to meet him. I forgot what I said, but I think I said, like...
He was right! T&D
Wait.
says it the best. It just actually, I know exactly when I said he was right. It was after the February Direct. It doesn't matter that Nintendo revealed it. It was just that he was right.
I'm sure you guys talked about this already, but one of my predictions is that they open the Direct with Metroid Prime 4, just the reveal trailer for 2025, and then they shadow drop 2 or 3 the day of.
Yeah, I would say like Metroid Prime 4 getting like a very small teaser like that. I would say that's definitely possible.
I'm just really interested to see how they go about doing the physicals, because I don't think they're gonna do 2 and 3 together as a physical. I think that'd be kind of weird.
The only reason I say that is because Demich said that Nintendo does that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that they would. I'm not sure that they would do that. I think I like the idea of them maybe putting all 3 games in like a collector's version. That
would be nice.
Could do and sell 2 and 3 separately for people who want them. But I don't know. It's like they kind of put themselves into an awkward situation like that.
I don't know why they did it the way they did. I feel like what's going to end up happening is that they're going to shadow drop 2, and then physical copy will go live like a little bit later, and then 3 will come later on in the year.
That's
like
what I'm thinking.
deal.
That it'd be like they'd be like, oh, it's coming in September, and then 2 is going to be available in a few weeks. That's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to say, oh, they're both available right now, but you can get the second one in maybe say early July or something like that. I think that would be most likely, and it would be just easy to fill out the year with some extra games. So
I mean, they could also do a Samus Returns port.
That's actually what I was thinking
another,
as well.
Yeah.
That's one I had on my predictions, but I'm just worried would that be too much Metroid if they do Samus Returns 2, 3, and 4 teaser. I feel like that'd be too much. Although it is a good idea, since Mercury Steam has to be doing some. Well, we assume they're doing something. It doesn't mean they have to be doing something, especially since they're not like owned by Nintendo.
I would hope that they're working on the next 2D Metroid for the Switch too, but I mean, you might be right. They could be working on a port for Samus Returns.
Yeah, I think it'd be just a really easy thing for them to put on the Switch. And I mean, you know, the idea of them putting late 3DS games from like 2017 to the Switch isn't entirely a new thing. We've seen Miitopia do it, so
yeah,
it's definitely something we could see.
Could have 3D Land plus Tanuki's Fury.
Yeah, imagine that.
I'm not even joking. We'll probably get that like 3 years from now.
Yeah. I think it's been the remaining 3 Mario games.
They're gonna port. I promise you guys. You know, we got a bunch of Wii U ports during the Switch's lifetime. Now it's time for the 3DS ports.
Sticker Star. It's gonna happen.
How about Pilot Wings Resort, please? We need some Blue Island on Switch.
Oh, nice! I got
in
1,000 Year Door. I got double the star points. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
With the
I think on the hard mode.
With the Merly spell.
What do you guys think of maybe Kirby and the Rainbow Curse coming to the Switch this year instead of I
don't know how that would work.
It's the perfect game. It's the perfect game for this. It's like the perfect game that it would make sense if it wasn't the way it was. Because it's like a touchscreen heavy game, I just don't think it will happen. Like if it wasn't, I'd be like 100%. It would make sense, right? Because then it wouldn't just be like another remake from HAL. It wouldn't be a small spin-off. It'd be like the next thing after Return to Dreamland. It would make sense and give them time to work on the next game. But
you guys,
I just don't feel like they're gonna do it. Oh, okay.
Alright, Reese, I'll be right back.
Okay. Also, another possibility from HAL is Box Boy, like a Box Boy collection. I think that there's also a possibility of that.
That would be cool.
I feel like it makes a lot of sense from HAL, like, since they've been doing a ton of Kirby stuff lately. it seems like they would.
Yeah, even like a break with something else
Yeah.
could work. I was thinking an air ride just because I feel like it would be just enough different from some of the other Kirby games on Switch, and they like to do smaller games. Although I have no idea, would this be a large project or would it be a smaller project? Would it even get a physical? I have no idea. I would hope so, but you never know. HAL's kind of weird when it comes to stuff like that, of what they want to do is like a full game or a small thing. But I don't know. I think I think something from HAL's gonna show up in this direct. I just don't know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I feel like we get I feel like we get something Kirby every year, so
Yeah.
you know, I feel like that's a guarantee. I think the question is like, what type of Kirby thing is it going to be?
Yeah.
I think like if we're gonna get anything from Kirby, it's probably I'm thinking either like a new spin-off or like something.
Actually, that's a good point too. A new idea.
Yeah, one of my ideas was like a tilt and tumble style game because usually they have like usually Kirby spin-offs, like modern Kirby spin-offs, aside from Dream Buffet, are kind of based on like sub games. So I was thinking like, what if it's like tilt, because there was like tilt and roll in Forgotten Land, so it would make sense if they would like do like some kind of tilt and tumble thing.
Maybe. I mean, I'd be open up to the idea. I like tilt and tumbles, so it'd be pretty cool. I'm just not sure. I guess it'd just be an eShop game.
I could also, I mean, I think they'll probably do this down the line, but Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot deserve to get ported.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like with both of those games in like one collection of both, I think that'd be pretty cool. I think there's something they can do with that.
That'd be neat. I just feel like they'd do them separately just to like, I don't know, just to get more money out of us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, you know, as long as they add some like extra content like the Magalore campaign and Return to Dreamland, then I'm down with it.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, there's so much they could do with those ports of Kirby games or remakes of other ones. Perhaps they could do like older ones. I think it's really a mystery. I think this entire direct is just it could go in a bunch of different directions, but it's kind of hard to predict.
I was also just thinking, I think we all kind of forgot, but the Zelda sets got announced for Lego a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I guess it's just the one set. It looks really cool. But
it does look really cool.
God, but it's pretty expensive.
I was thinking though, like that set has specifically the Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom versions of Link and Zelda, as well as the Ocarina of Time / Majora's Mask version of Link and Zelda. I wonder if that may coincide with the release that's happening this year. Maybe an Ocarina of Time HD?
I'm not sure, because Nintendo, one pattern that I've noticed with remakes and remasters is that they usually don't do things that are already on Nintendo Switch Online. So...
Yeah, you are right about that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think an Ocarina of Time remake would be for the next system. I think that could be like the early game. It's like, oh, look at this amazing remake that's similar in art style to Breath of the Wild. Maybe not like character designs, but it's very much a game that is in that engine and it looks really cool. I think that's something they could do. I think it'd be a showcase of the hardware for the next system, though.
That's true. I think most likely it'll be Wind Waker and Twilight Princess this year. I mean, if it's not, I don't know what the heck they're waiting for.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing with this year. It's like, what are they planning to show? How many Switch-focused directs do they have?
Because I mean, Switch 2 is going to be revealed, I'm assuming, around the fall. So, you know, I'm assuming most of the games they announce in this direct will be the majority of what comes out this year.
Yeah, I mean, like, thinking back to the Wii U, did they even do a direct or anything before? They didn't do anything, right? Because E3 didn't have much. It was only Breath of the Wild, right?
Yes, if I
And then
remember
Paper Mario
correctly.
Color Splash had some info.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's at a very different point though, where it's like the Wii U was something they wanted to just get rid of, but the Switch is still something that's successful. So it could be more like
Right.
the 3DS, right?
Look
I
at
guess it's just hard to say. Do they want to? They don't want to abandon the Switch. That's probably what they don't want to do because there's still an
Not right
install base
away.
there. So
But I wonder like what would be like the last, or maybe not last, but like big major title that like would entice people to just get a Switch, for the holiday season.
yeah.
Because Pokemon's not coming out this year,
Also-
and then I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, I wanted to mention something in Paper Mario real quick. Let there be hot dogs. I think that's pretty funny.
Oh,
but,
you know what? Go ahead, Reese.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like the holiday title will probably be Mario Party. I think that makes the most sense for something that's not too big, but would sell well.
I was thinking maybe it's Mario Wonder DLC.
Yeah. I'm not sure if, like...
I don't know what it would be, but I'm just saying, like, there's a pattern since New Super Mario Bros. 2 in the sense that there's been DLC for the 2D Mario games since that title, so...
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. If it's a new campaign, maybe, but I don't know.
yeah, I mean, like Mario games, as of recent, really haven't had updates at all. But I would be open to it. It'd be really cool. I mean, we haven't had that much DLCs. To me, I think the Pikmin 4 DLCs the most likely.
Yeah, I think
That's true, too.
I think Pikmin 4 is like a little more likely. Just due to how Nintendo has been like.
We need a new Christmas
Pikmin.
stage. Wasn't there
Yeah.
a Christmas one in Pikmin 3?
They should update Wonder, though, for us to have multiple save files, because this
Yes.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like Paper Mario has as the 4, like the original did.
Mario
I'm
vs.
glad that
Donkey Kong
that they
also
didn't
has
go
it, too.
Origami King. Because like Origami
It's
King is really weird because it had like one save file per account, and it was how it had like the icon was different.
Yeah,
when you
Luigi's
opened the game.
Mansion 3 does that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
very
know
odd.
why. Yeah.
And for some reason with Origami King, that's like the only game where they used it so that way when you get into the game, it shows you the actual like game, like it shows you like the save file picture. Like,
Yeah.
like I believe that's the only game I know of that does that. Maybe there's another one, but it's very strange. But I mean, the more save files, the better. So
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like, besides first-party games, do you guys feel like there will be a big third-party presence, besides the obvious like Sonic?
I think
I
there
think
will be
Dragon
a
Quest
few
will be
things.
there.
Yeah, definitely Dragon Quest.
I think that's gonna be there. I think Hi-Fi Rush as well will be there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I think
Among
usually
Us?
Bandai Namco. Yeah.
Among Us.
Yeah.
I think that was actually leaked. That was actually leaked.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
how
I
we
think
knew about the 18th date.
usually like Bandai Namco has a good presence, Sega has a decent presence, and Square Enix. So
Do you think it's time for Pac-Man World 2 repack?
Ooh, I really
maybe.
hope that happens.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
really hope that happens. But
I want it to happen so bad.
Yeah, I wonder how.
But I feel like
Pac-Man World repacks.
you got it. I think it sold pretty decently because I knew they were doing a survey asking people if they would be interested in like remasters of the other two World games or like a World 4. My only question is like, do we see this for Switch 2 or Switch 1? And then like, there was already a Pac-Man game released this year. Would they release another Pac-Man game later this year? Like, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be next year if anything, but it'd be nice. It'd be really nice.
Yeah, it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I really like World, so hopefully World 2 gets the remake. And I mean, Bandai Namco is really good with a consistent amount of stuff. And they've been,
Yeah.
they've been from Katamari Damacy to,
Right.
what's it called? Klonoa. So
oh,
they've
cool.
been
Yeah.
pretty consistent with that stuff.
Actually,
So
I was thinking-
I can see them doing that.
Imagine
Yeah.
a new Klonoa game, because like the
Oh
Klonoa
my God, we should
remakes
go get
were
my hopes up.
that they were actually, from what I've heard, they sold fairly well, And
Did they?
They went on sale quite a lot, and I've heard like quite a lot about that. I don't know. I think I remember. I remember hearing something somewhere where they actually sold fairly well. So, and I think the
really
remakes were also announced in a Nintendo Direct. So,
yeah, they were. It would be actually really neat if they remade the GBA games too.
Yeah,
because those games are underrated gems. Oh my god, they're so good. If you're a fan of puzzle platformers, Klonoa on the GBA.
Yeah, what's the gameplay of it?
Yeah, it's very different, but it's super like well designed and super tightly controlled, super tight controls. Highly recommend. They're excellent platformers, puzzle platformers.
Also, I've thought of something interesting to like discuss. What do you think would be the worst possible announcement in this Nintendo Direct? Like
oh man,
for like a game or something. Not necessarily like an update on a game that we already know about, more of like a new game that would be like really disappointing.
Like,
games that go ahead.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
I was thinking, imagine, because it sold well in Japan, Switch Sports 2. Or Switch Sports Resort.
I wouldn't be mad if they do this. If they make it good, and they call Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, and they make it with Who Island. But it's actually good.
But it has the sports mates.
No. Like, that's the bad ending, okay? That's the bad ending. We don't want that.
Or imagine a 20-minute section on. Imagine if they make Switch Fit and they have like a not Ring Fit Adventure, but Switch Fit, like Wii Fit, and they have like a 10-minute, they have like a whole 10 or 15-minute section just highlighting what Switch Fit will be about, and they have like the
I think the worst thing they can do is just focus on something for too long. I mean,
yeah.
You know, like, sometimes they do focus on something, you're like, okay. I mean, I think we've gotten better than, like, the time that they focused, like, a long time on DC Superhero Girls. I think that was a bit weird, but...
Yeah.
I think the worst thing they could do is announce a new Mario Sports title, and it's the exact same as the other ones that have released on the Switch.
Come on. Did you guys mention this just so you could summon me? I was eating pork rinds.
That's disgusting.
If they did Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, what would you think about that?
Yeah, we were discussing the worst I wanted to say, tell Dimitri the context. The worst possible things that could be announced. That's what we're discussing right now.
But I feel like they could redeem themselves. They could redeem themselves for the Nintendo Switch Sports Resort if it's good. But it could also be really bad and just make Wii Sports Resort just, a game that everyone would rather play.
Boxing will come in a free update.
I know. If they announce a sequel to Switch Sports that just looks like the first game, I know the Beach would go on full-on emo mode again.
I just hope if they do Switch Sports Resort and they do Who Island, I hope they don't just like remodel it to make it more like modernized and less like that'd be horrible. Because they tried to go with like Switch Sports, the whole like like the backgrounds of all the places, the different in the facility, they look really modern and they just don't really feel very Nintendo. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Another worst possible outcome is that the next Mario Party is just like Mario Party 9.
What is TTYD?
That the next Mario Party would be exactly like 9 and 10.
And imagine if they call it
Mario Party 9.
Imagine if it's a collection of the boards from 9 and 10, and they call it Mario Party Super Cars.
Mario Kart Party.
Just imagine that disaster.
You know what?
What is Mario Party 9?
I should make a mock-up of that Mario Party Super Cars.
Yeah, and you can have like the Mario Kart, so that would sell pretty well. It's Mario Kart.
Mario Party 9 was a fiasco.
You know what? I honestly think the worst announcement, even like, okay, let's say they do Wind Waker and Twilight Princess in a bundle, and it's limited time. That would be it would be a worse announcement.
And it's $80, like I said
Because they'd
earlier.
be like, wow, it's great, but it's a limited time.
That makes
You know what my
to me,
worst
that
case
makes no
scenario is?
What? Caillou?
Billy is in charge of Nintendo.
Who's Billy?
How do you not know who Billy is? That was all we talked about last summer.
Yeah, I think that's just you, buddy. But Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD are already made. I don't think they have to add anything more for them to make it a limited release and $80.
Yeah, I mean,
again,
it wouldn't make
it's
any
Nintendo.
sense, but that's the thing. You never know. They might be like, oh, maybe we could just, try that again.
Or
it worked the last
Or
time.
another
It's
worst
terrible.
possible thing, that they do, that's not very likely, but because they just due to the history, but they have talked about this before, Directs, but with Pokemon Legends Zaza, what if they announce it for January 2025, and it like the earliest possible date it could be, and it looks horrible.
You know, with Pokemon, I'm not surprised, but I'm very happy you call it Pokemon Legends Zaza, because that's probably what it's going to be. I know
really
it's gonna
hope
be.
it's good, because I really liked Legends Arceus, or Arceus, whatever you call it these days. I really liked it. It was fun, but I'm really hoping that they expand upon that idea, because I think it was really fun. But making it a bit more substantial with more stuff to do, better looking environments. I feel like the beginning of the game was good, but as soon as you get to the ice area, that's when you start to notice graphical issues with the world collision. It's kind of weird. So I hope
Worst
they don't
case
rush.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's kind of it.
I was gonna say worst case scenario for me. It's Super Mario Brothers Wonder DLC, but the extra character is freaking Rosalina.
I mean, that's probably what they will do, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, I
Super
haven't
Mario Bros.
seen
Wonder,
Rosalina.
but all of the levels are ripped directly from New Super Mario Bros. 2.
Oh wait, even better. New Super Mario Brothers 2 remaster.
You know what? I got an idea to throw to the worst case scenario. It's a farming simulator JRPG that stars Diego.
Amiibo Festival 2.
Oh, that one would be. Oh no. I mean, actually, I would like though if they did what if they put all the new Super Mario Bros. Games together in like the Wii game? That'd be kind of cool.
I would actually, I would actually
If the
love.
mini games came,
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah,
be
I would
cool
actually.
for those.
Yeah, I would actually love DS and Wii on that would actually be pretty fun. I bet they do like a collection of it.
I will say though, the art style would need at least some sort of facelift.
Yeah,
I think Wii
I
would
would-
be easier to do because it doesn't have the secondary screen.
I was thinking imagine.
That's probably the more likely one.
I was thinking imagine like a remaster. Oh, nice! I got the blue Yoshi. But I was gonna say imagine if they basically fully remaster DS, Wii, and 2, and they have a new visual style, almost like Wonder, that actually
that'd be
looks pretty
great.
interesting.
That would be cool. And you know what would be even cooler? If they brought the DS mini games alongside it too.
Oh, that would be really cool. I was thinking a really cool remaster combo. I mean, it does sound a bit weird, but it kind of makes sense considering how these games were released on the DS. But 64 DS and New Super Mario Bros. Together, because those were kind of this had the mini games. Also, what should I name my Yoshi?
Splash.
Actually, I'm gonna let the
Because it looks
chat.
like pool water.
I'm gonna.
I got a
see.
pink one, called Kirby.
I'm gonna see. I'm
Name
trying to-
it Billy.
I was thinking
Billy?
about that.
No. I named
You're
my
actually
Yoshi.
thinking of naming it Billy?
I don't know. I'm thinking.
I named my Yoshi Shrimp.
Actually, you know what? Let's name it either Billy or Libby. You
Actually,
guys can
I
decide.
have a good idea. How about I wonder if I can fit
Long.
Jeff Grubb in there.
Jeffy!
Jeffy.
Even if you have to admit like a B, work.
Yeah, well, I could just be 1B.
Yeah.
Should I call him
I'm
that?
trying to think.
Yeah.
Let's call him
Yeah.
Jeffy.
What's You know, did Demeach discuss Rhythm Heaven yet?
No.
I think we discussed like
I kind of
something
brought it
along the
up
lines of
somewhere,
that.
but I didn't really go into depth
Oh,
or anything.
what if I call him Kirsty?
I would like
No,
No, don't do that.
No,
not Kirsty.
no. Or how about I'm trying to think.
I love
Hmm.
it.
I'm trying to think of other games that could be announced for the directs that are third party.
I mean, Square Enix
Maybe
always
I-
like to put something else, but I think the Dragon Quest thing will be that announcement that they put in there.
That's true. I'm trying to think.
Actually, what do you think the direct will open up with? Do you think if Fire Emblem is
Oh!
going to open up with
Gino's
that?
actually a good name.
Or do you think it
Oh,
might be
Gino
something
is a good
else?
name.
Actually, I think I'll call him Gino.
That's a good question.
Or-
I was thinking
Oh,
like
Boshi.
the
Boshi's another
opening-
good one. Boshi's even better.
The opening could be something like even the Zelda I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm
The
gonna call
top
him.
down, but Nintendo, as of recent, they haven't done anything like major first party in the beginning. They always kind of put it with something like less exciting, and I've noticed a pattern of that. So I don't think it's going to start with anything too crazy.
I'm going with Boshi.
Honestly, considering that it's been rumored for a long time, I'm gonna say that they're gonna open with Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. That's my prediction. I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
ideally it'd be Metroid Prime 4, but I just don't see them doing it. It's tough. It's tough to say. I mean, they could open with Fire Emblem too. But then all the
Yeah.
Smash.
Oh
fans
wait,
will
that's
rile
another
up.
thing I forgot to mention. I wouldn't mind this since I did play a little bit of Fire Emblem Engage and I kind of like the gameplay, but there's probably, and this isn't a worst case scenario thing because it's kind of a thing that will very likely happen, but a Fire Emblem 4 remake, I think that's already finished from what I've heard. Like that's one thing that has been. That's one thing that
Oh
has
yeah,
been
it's the genealogy war thing, right?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be like the
Yeah.
opening announcement because they usually do like something like Fire Emblem for like their opening announcements. I think that's definitely something that's probably gonna happen.
Fair.
Yeah,
And
I would
because
say
it's-
like
definitely see that
that's
happening.
not a bad idea. It would be a solid opener, but I guess I guess that would release maybe September or something.
Probably September. That seems like a September title, kind of.
Yeah,
Do you guys think
I wouldn't mind.
Do you guys think Kid Icarus Uprising is going to be announced for this year, or do you guys think that's a remake for next year?
It could be announced as a remake for next year, but I don't know. Usually Nintendo doesn't like to put stuff like as we've seen with like Princess Peach Showtime and Luigi's Mansion. Those were sort of smaller looks at those games, but they didn't look 100% finished.
True.
So
True.
I don't know. Maybe they want to show that. Maybe they don't. But
guess it
it's
depends.
possible. I do think that it could be there as a 2025. They'd be like, oh, it's coming soon. But Nintendo hasn't really done a ton of those recently, where they show up a game far in advance.
Yeah.
This is never going to happen, but I would really love if they remade or at least ported the other Starfy games and translated them into English.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that would be so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. That's like, I mean, that's one thing that's like definitely not impossible because like we know Nintendo has been doing that with some games, like Another Code and Famicom Detective Club, but
Yeah.
Right.
I would even love to see like a remake of Chibi Robo, like the first on the GameCube.
Oh,
I think that
I
would
would
be
love that.
a possibility. The fact that at first I was like, oh, it's never gonna happen because Skip is not around, but then I realized that another code, the Sing, is not around either, and they did a remake with Arc System Works. So it's entirely possible that
dope.
Nintendo, even like Bandai Namco, worked on the original game as well. They could always be
Yeah.
like, okay, fine, we'll do it.
Yeah.
In fact, there was rumors about a GameCube game and a 3DS game, and I wonder if the
I heard
GameCube
about
game
that.
is Chibi Robo and the 3DS game is Kid Icarus.
I
The
actually think
3DS
the
game, I
game.
wonder if it's Luigi's Mansion 1.
I
A
doubt it.
possibility. There was like about Star Fox Assault, but I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
That'd be a little weird to put on Switch as a
Zippo the
remake
Fraud
or
said that, though.
remaster. Yeah, I don't
Also-
believe any of that. He also did say about Xenoblade X as well, but
I'm just
wonder.
gonna say this now. I don't think we should discuss either Zippo or the other leaker that turned out to be a fraud. So just because they're
Yeah.
really controversial for a couple of reasons.
I
but-
think we could just bring up just the games that they predicted, not about them themselves.
Yeah.
Like, just like basic things.
Yeah.
Not that I
I'll-
think anything is very likely from them. Although,
Yeah.
again, their information is their information,
Yeah.
right?
I do.
It's out
I
there.
do think the GameCube game is going to be F-Zero GX remastered.
That's not a
Yeah,
bad,
yeah, I think
idea.
that's.
I'm
I did
surprised
hear
we
that.
didn't predict
as
that
a
in our
rumor.
Nintendo Direct's prediction.
I don't think it's going to be announced or released this year, but I think it'll be something that comes out next year.
There was some rumor that it was being developed by Next Level.
Really?
yeah.
F-Zero?
I
Yeah.
don't.
F-Zero GX remaster. I think it was.
Don't know.
I'm trying to find where that was said.
I like
That
the
would
thing.
be interesting.
The thing is, I feel like Next Level was working on Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, just the visual style of that. I mean, even though it is a remaster of a game made by Next Level, it still has, like, the models, the new models, like, for Luigi and everything, look very Next Level-esque. So I think that is likely being... That is... I
It
feel
was
like that's...
Nate the Hate who said about F-Zero GX being done by Next Level, I think.
You don't
Although,
think that's
I don't know.
Grezzo working on Luigi's Mansion 2 HD?
I don't know. It doesn't really look like... Because, usually Grezzo's remakes and remasters look a little more polished.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's true.
like Link's Awakening or Miitopia. Miitopia, another 3DS. Like, I would say that's a remake at that point. That looks way more polished
Yeah.
than 2 HD. So
Oh.
I don't think 2 HD is Grezzo. I could be proven wrong in a couple weeks, but we'll have to see.
I wonder
I don't
if,
think it's Grezzo either.
speaking of Miitopia, I was thinking, this is not going to happen whatsoever, but it would be really cool if it did. Tomodachi Life 2?
Oh yeah, we were actually mentioning that earlier.
that would be
Oh, really?
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm honestly like that would be such the same like Animal Crossing styled game that would be just perfect on the Switch.
Oh, that would
I
be
would
so
love
cool.
them to do it. I mean, the game is in demand. It's so in demand on 3DS that the game has multiplied in price.
Or
though
even
it's
like
not an
a
uncommon game.
even a remake of Tomodachi Life, I'll take.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Be neat.
I don't know what's taking them so long. But
It'd be super cool to see that.
Also,
absolutely.
I'm wondering, like, tomorrow we're gonna get like a bunch of Pyoro stuff. I'm thinking, like,
I don't want him
Yeah,
to announce
that's
to leak
today.
too much. I don't want him to do too much. But I know
I
he said
think
something
he's-
today, but
He's pretty cryptic when it comes
Yeah.
to his leaks, which I kind of like because for the most, at least for like the most part, none of us can kind of decipher it until like the day of. I think he was just kind of saying his literal translation for what he said today was like, "Where is it?" I guess it referring to the Nintendo Direct. So I'm assuming an announcement is imminent tomorrow,
yeah.
or rather
I
later
think
today.
I think yeah. Monday
Yeah.
definitely. The announcement
Yeah.
will be. Because then those are
I
on
feel like
Tuesday and
it's probably going to be announced tomorrow. I mean, I can't really see another scenario where it's announced later on.
Yeah, I think this is the week. My question is, I wonder how long the direct's gonna be. How long do you guys think it's gonna be?
Probably 40
40
minutes.
35 minutes.
Really? What if it ends up just being like 5 minutes?
Hey guys, we have
The only
And then
the only two things they announced
Yeah.
are Switch Sports 2 and Mario Party Supercars.
no, and then they throw in like Luigi's Mansion 2 HDs coming out soon. Bye. And that's it.
You know what?
Enjoy.
We've dealt with so many disappointing directs, I would say that maybe we should expect it.
Yeah, but my prediction for like
Yeah.
how good this direct is gonna be, I think it's gonna be like a middle of the road direct. I don't think it's gonna be like horrible or anything. I think it's gonna be like it's not gonna, and I don't think it's gonna be as good as the June direct last year, because that was like the best
No.
direct of all time.
Yeah.
Well, my
Well,
personal
second best.
Well, second best, because the one with Thousand Year Door is my favorite. So
Yeah.
but I mean, objectively, I feel like this direct could be on the level of the September one, because I mean that had a few like pretty decent announcements there. Thousand Year Door being like the huge one there.
Yeah.
I think there could be something
That's
like
really one of my favorite
that.
announcements. I'm not sure anything will be able to ever top.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
do-
there's gonna ever be something that tops the Thousand Year Door. Well, maybe a new Paper
No.
Mario game that's in the style of this, but like,
Oh, that was great.
Switch Sports.
But let's see. I think I'm gonna make one more prediction, and I do have to hit the hay. Let me just get my predictions list here.
Yeah, because I'm going to head out soon too, but I feel like with the Nintendo Direct, I think that it's just like fair to expect remakes, remasters, and stuff
Why do
along
you
the
keep-
lines of that.
Why do you keep sending me Ghostly Adventures Pac-Man?
Because it's hilarious.
Oh, they're gonna Ghostly Adventures game. They're gonna make another one of those.
Oh,
That's
God.
the Pac-Man game.
That'll be torture for me.
Was this on Instagram?
No, it was. I was scrolling through our chat to see if I could find the list, and I saw that you just spammed me Ghostly Adventures Pac-Man.
but we get and we get another Sonic remaster this year, but it's Sonic Boom.
Oh my gosh. Okay, thinking positively, I think that Nintendo is going to focus on a lot of remakes. We might get a new Mario Party, but other than that, it's going to be pretty... It's going to be a pretty standard direct, but at the same time, if they announce a lot of cool remakes, I'd be all down for it.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't like the game, I could totally see them doing Sonic Superstars DLC. Totally see them doing that. But anyways, guys, those are my predictions. I guess we will be in touch when the direct gets announced tomorrow. So you guys have a great
Captain
rest of
Yellow
your night.
Toad, the game.
You
That's
too.
for you, T&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And
and
yeah.
I will be heading out with T&D, so...
Yep. So I'm gonna be ending
In terms
the
of the
stream now.
direct, all I
Alright,
can hope
guys.
for is Nintendo.
Take care.
All
all I
right.
can hope for is Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch Sports too.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness,
That would be bad.
I just hope for stuff that's exciting for the rest of the
Exciting.
year. As long as the
Yeah.
games aren't too ambitious, like I don't know, a new 3D Mario game or a new 3D Donkey Kong, or a new Mario Kart. I feel like if they just focus
yeah.
this year on remakes and focusing on smaller series, it's going to be very exciting, but, you know, at the same time, I feel like Nintendo has become more predictable this generation.
Yeah.
Wait, Pioro just posted something.
What?
It's a
Oh, what did he say?
it's a picture of a Mario Party
You
9
know about it?
screenshot.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no! Stop! No.
You're kidding, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh god.
I was just thinking, it was on my
Why
mind
you
because
do that?
I just checked Twitter and Giyoshi sent me a Mario Party thing, and I was thinking like, I was like, what if Pioro just posted a picture of like Mario Party 9 or 10, like a screenshot of it?
I'd be down
I-
for that because T&D actually likes Mario Party 9 and 10.
I don't. I think they're trash.
But yeah,
Oh.
all right. Have a good night,
All right,
everyone.
guys.
Yeah.
And
Anyways,
stay calm and da-da.
Yep,
And,
stay
I'll
perky.
let you stay.
And Mario Luigi Paper Jam and Mario Party Supercars will happen. And Switch Sports too. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you guys.
All right, that was a really good stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, this direct